Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Wha-Happen here on Tuned In TN I am DJ Rick, and this is my guest, the Dark Raven. The Dark Raven. The metal guy from Tuned In Radio, in other words. Man of very few words, as you can see. Say hello.
Hello, how are y'all?
Geez, loosen up, man.
Loose.
It's Sunday.
Waiting for my cue.
You're waiting for a cue.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you over the head, just a cue. All right, you know what we're going to talk about today? Probably none of this.
Okay.
We're going to talk about some of it. But, last night we had an amazing experience. Oh, before I forget, hit the like and subscribe button. I don't know which side he puts them on, but they're down there somewhere. Mash those. It tells the algorithm something about, it tells the computer to make people watch our show. But I don't know. That's what Gabe tells me to do. Gabe, say hi, Gabe.
Hi.
Anyway. You hit the like, subscribe button, and it'll make us recommendations or something like that. But we'd appreciate that help. We also got a festival coming up. Go to our Facebook page, Tuned In Music Festival, and check that out if you're in the local area here. If you're in California, hey, you can come too. We don't care, right?
No, okay.
It's the land of the fruits and nuts. You get out of there. Be great. You been to California?
Welcome.
You been to California?
Oh, yes.
Have you?
Yeah, L.A.
You like it?
The weather was beautiful, but the traffic was a nightmare.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. But yeah, I don't know, man. I've never been any further west than Phoenix, and it was too hot out there, so screw it.
I've been there, too.
Yeah. Anyway, we're supposed to, according to the main office, the front office, upstairs, wherever you want to call it,
All right.
we're supposed to talk about this risk of Ebola. Did you know there was Ebola going around?
I just found out about it today.
I did too. Gabe told me.
That's where I heard it.
I know. Gabe is our resident conspiracy theorist.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's going to pull out one of the Hodge twins. Boom. Right on, man. The CDC says the risk of Ebola to the United States is extremely low.
Right.
Okay. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said it was closely following outbreaks of Ebola in Democratic Republic of Congo and Guinea, and said the risk of Ebola to the United States was extremely low. Out of an abundance of caution, though, the U.S. government will institute public health measures for the very small number of travelers arriving from the DRC and Guinea, the city said in a statement late on Friday. This part's funny. The Biden administration, if you could call it that, I think he's talking about the Harris administration. Think so, Gabe?
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's already said it 3 times.
I know, right? Jeez. Anyway, the Biden administration is committed to working closely with the affected countries to end these outbreaks before they grow into epidemics. And the world according to Joe, if you'll have it.
Is that like the mad cow disease, the swine flu, and all that?
Well, yeah, we'll get to all that. Matter of fact, I think they're all coming to a head. Biblical scholars say. Anyway, the CDC, that's the CDC. Risk is low to the U.S. Now, the BBC reports the exact opposite. No, excuse me, the Reuters report is exactly opposite. Comes from WHO. The risk is extremely high that Ebola will infect the United States. And Gabe, what are they watching, 24 or something, 25 people over in Washington State or something?
Yeah, they're watching 23 in Washington, supposedly 47 in Ohio, and 13 or something like that in Kentucky?
Yeah, 11 in Kentucky.
11 in Kentucky.
But they're just watching them. They're not sick yet.
Right.
That's how this thing started with COVID, though.
Yeah.
You remember? It was like, oh,
Exactly.
yeah, come on down to Chinatown, Pelosi said. It's not going to be nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. And
$5 trillion later, and how many dead? 500,000 people died?
in a year of lockdown.
Yes.
And shut
potentially
down.
more.
And
you got
more.
blue states still locked down.
Yeah.
See, Fauci's warning now against a potential new COVID-19 surge as cases remain high.
Yeah, he's
I don't
already
know,
got 20 and 21 planned.
Yeah. He also says that the drop in COVID cases is not due to the vaccine and that we should not get complacent. In other words, stay locked down.
Right.
No music festivals, no going out to the bars, none of that crap.
And he's also stated that the kids should not be playing together in playgrounds unless they wear a mask and they've been vaccinated.
Right, and they've been vaccinated?
Yeah.
And well, they're not doing kids under 16 yet, as far as I know.
Well, he's changing. He's trying to change the rules.
I see that.
The goalpost keeps moving.
That's it. They keep moving the goalposts. We're never going to score. But yeah, And I know that I don't care what they do, we're having this festival. So you buy a ticket, we'll be there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I got a bunch of bands. They're all young kids anyway. They don't care.
And your admission goes up $5 if you wear a mask.
Yeah, that's right. We have a no mask policy. You show up with a mask, boy, you'll be the only one. I'm
You're
telling
paying
you what.
$25 at the day of the
That's it. Yeah, you got to pay a surcharge.
Reminds me of 1984.
I know it's very Orwellian. Let's see. You'll see the way I did that, George. That's good. Huh? Yeah, that's good. Slick. Gabe's impressed. I can tell.
It's almost gonna lead into the Truman Show.
To the what?
Truman Show.
Truman. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Man, they want to keep us in our homes,
Yeah. Yeah.
everything online,
Right.
which can be recorded,
And
listened to.
now, did you ever wonder why? Why is all that? Because people say, well, the Democrats, they just want to keep you locked up and it's, at their mercy. Why is that?
Control.
Okay, control. Why would they want control? What's the end
The end game.
goal? In your opinion. I mean, I know what I think it is, but I've heard a lot of different things, but I just...
I know.
Oh, look, our resident conspiracy theorist has a hunch. Go ahead, Gabe, the floor is yours.
It's communism, dude.
Communism.
Yes.
It's the same stuff they did.
Yeah, it's called equity.
They're trying to control us through a virtual pandemic, so to speak.
Well, if you scare people enough, they'll listen to what you tell them to do.
Exactly. And they're trying to take our guns away.
Well, yeah, oh boy.
Every time they talk about gun control, there's a shooting somewhere.
And they keep
Yeah.
raising the bar.
Yeah, it does seem like these shootings seem to be really convenient.
Yeah,
Every time
ever
we talk
notice
about
that?
gun control and there's a new bill, somebody gets shot up. It's like, what is that?
We have four places that had multiple shootings
Yeah,
since Biden took office.
yeah.
We had 0.
Virginia Beach was the most recent, right?
We had one, I think, at the beginning of Trump's term.
Yeah.
That was Las Vegas shooting.
Yeah, that was the country concert, country
Yeah.
music concert. Yeah, that one was something. But the gun control that they're proposing doesn't stop any of those.
No.
Not one of them that I can see. Right? I mean, it's like saying, well, I'm afraid of guns because they kill people. Well, are you afraid of your car? Well, no, because I learned how to use that. Exactly. Learn how to use a weapon.
Guns don't
It's no
kill
more
people.
dangerous than a car.
Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Yeah, morons kill people. Exactly.
I owned my first, it was a 22 rifle when I was 7 years old.
Really? Did you shoot yourself in the foot?
No,
No? Good. Good.
my father taught me
I
how
was
to use
fully
it.
expecting him to say, yeah, how'd you know?
When did that happen?
My father taught me how to use it. I only used it while he was there.
Yeah, see, I had to shoot supervised too when I was a child, but I learned a respect for a gun.
Exactly.
Because he didn't care if it was loaded, unloaded, what. Don't you ever point that in a person's direction.
The bullet does not have many brains. Unlike
No.
that in the Army.
Yeah, it'll do what you say. The Army doesn't have any brains either, but that's another story in itself. Yeah, this has all come up to end of the world, man. The daily press and the Sunday press is reporting end of the world. Why coronavirus is only the tip of the iceberg. Claim of 10 deadly plagues. That's what we're getting back to what you were saying.
Right.
But yeah, before the show, we were writing this up, and I said, man, this is conspiracy theory. And I looked from my desk over at Gabe. I said, you got a conspiracy theory on this? He says, no. I said, really? Mark down the day. Gabe doesn't have a theory. But then we got to talking about the Vatican, and it turns out he does have some theories.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. So what do you think? The Pope is not in the Vatican. That's what he said to me last. I don't know.
No,
What
Pope is not in the Vatican. The Vatican's been dark for 3 months.
He hasn't been home for 3 months.
Well,
He's on a road trip, I heard.
yeah. Well, he might as well be because he ain't in the
I
Vatican.
think wasn't he? She was somewhere shacked up with Cardi B or something, something like that, man.
Would be.
It's a happy Pope. I'm just saying.
No, but he hasn't been there. I mean, you know.
He hasn't been in. Well, yeah, but see, he has these theories now. I'm making a little fun of him. Gabe keeps telling me, do you know that Biden still hasn't flown on Air Force One? He's never been designated as Air Force One,
It's
right?
true.
I'm just saying. But where does he come up with these things? I don't know. Who looks into that? Gabe does.
I look into that because I track them.
We talked about the ship stuck in the Suez Canal.
Right.
And
Gabe
here's
looks
one-
at it from it. Gabe's a photographer, remember?
Right.
He says, look at this picture. There's black under there. Where'd the black come under the boat? If they're digging sand, why is it black?
Could
But
be
he
oil.
notices these things. That's
Oh.
why we keep him raised. Boy, you can't get
Well,
none
here's
past
the other
him.
one. When the VP decided to take Air Force Two. Now, her planes have been designated Air Force Two every time she gets on, which is the way the military designed.
Right. Yeah,
the-
one's for the president, two's for the vice president.
Right.
Yeah.
So anytime she's flown, I've tracked Air Force Two to her destination. Like supposedly.
Yeah. The flight path they followed.
When just before the shooting happened in Colorado, Air Force Two, supposedly Kamala, was flying to Florida.
Tell Harris.
Was flying to Florida. I tracked that plane out of Washington, Florida. There was a Gulf 5 designated Air Force Two heading out to Colorado at the exact same time.
Pretty odd.
That is very
Sees
odd.
these things.
Now, it's not, you can say conspiracy theory, but technically speaking,
You know-
that plane should not, that secondary plane should not have been designated AF2 unless the VP is aboard.
You know, I don't think maybe he's not a conspiracy theorist. He's an observationist.
Exactly.
You can't, but you can't see. If you want to sneak, don't sneak around him. They will
Damn
catch
right.
you.
I'll see you.
Yes.
I can see things.
He's been, and he's right on top of this last story too. This is the Suez Canal live updates. You know what's going on in the Suez Canal, right?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Iran and Israel are going at it, and last I heard, Iran was shooting low-grade, low-impact missiles into cargo ships that coming out of Israel, passing through the Suez Canal.
Well, that's part of it. That's,
I guess.
but no, that isn't really what's going
Can't
on.
use the Suez Canal right now. You know why?
It's blocked.
Yeah, with a big ass boat,
Well, go figure.
big ass barge. We need
That
barge.
makes gas prices go up now.
It's one of the
Very
world's
possible.
largest
Yeah.
barges. It's 200,000 ton.
220,000 ton. Yeah.
I was giving this
Israel
a
would have
benefit.
controlled that after the '73 war, the Yom Kippur War. When we having this problem, they gave the land back.
Well, here's the thing. The rudder of the giant cargo ship that has been blocked, the crucial maritime route, is now clear of mud and dirt. So they got the rudder clear. So now it moves. A lot of good that did them. It said a full moon will raise the tides, but many challenges remain. With the cost of the closure of one of the world's most vital maritime arteries growing by the day, salvage teams hoped on Sunday to take advantage of the full moon and swelling tides to dislodge the giant cargo ship stuck in the Suez Canal. Late Saturday, tugboat drivers sounded their horns in celebration of the most visible sign of progress since the ship ran aground late Tuesday. The 220,000-ton ship moved, did not go far, just 2 degrees, or about 100 feet. That came on top of progress from Friday, when canal officials said dredgers had managed to dig out the rear of the ship, freeing its rudder. But they still, 100 feet is not going to cut it. We're talking a massive ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the end, this is a long article, so we're not going to read the whole thing. But let's see. The situation puts global supply chains another day closer to a full-blown crisis. Full-blown crisis adds up to, it'll affect everything. It'll affect not just gas prices. It'll affect, because everything comes through the Suez Canal. Everything from cars to laptops to whatever, it all comes right out of the Suez Canal.
Yeah, I mean, they have
Mention
been,
military.
these ships have an option to go to this Cape
Around the Cape Horn,
Horn.
yeah,
but that
south of
adds
Africa.
3,600 miles to the
At
trip.
$26,000 a day, or hour in fuel costs, and they're going to go another 9 days around, and it's $26,000. So if they have to do that, and some of them are already doing that, if they have to do that, you can double the price of a laptop
Right.
immediately, and car prices will go up.
Gas prices have already gone up.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. You can see it at the pump right now.
I think of the Suez Canal. Everything in that area, I always go to the military. With Egypt and Iran, Syria, and the war going on over there,
Well, it's been,
To block that off would deny us access to our carriers and our battleships.
well,
See,
we don't pull
that's-
battleships and carriers through the Suez Canal.
We
But
do now. Yeah, we do. We have been.
We have been?
We have been now.
We wouldn't in wartime.
No, not in wartime because it's so close.
Yeah, well, you're a sitting duck.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's nowhere to maneuver.
Here's my spidey tingling senses going up again.
He's got a tingle. I didn't know this part. Well, this should be good.
You notice the
Is
ship?
that Cialis you've been taking?
Yeah. I got a hard on for conspiracy theory.
Oh my Lord! You better beat that out. We'll put that in the editing room. Don't worry.
Well, anyways, notice where the ship got stuck in the single lane portion of the
Yeah,
Suez Canal.
which is the only single lane section.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Why couldn't it get stuck in the dual lane portion of it, which is in the northern section?
yeah, yeah. And actually, somebody said to me the other day, it looks like it's overloaded too.
No, I think they're maxed. They're not overloaded.
Okay.
Because
Well, right
been
now,
allowed to go in.
the stress on the boat, because I guess the bottom of the canal is U-shaped. The boat getting sideways, it's got the bow and the stern, the front and the back of the boat, stuck on land. Now, it's not designed to carry all that weight in the middle of the boat. So they're already seeing stress cracks. The boat could break in half.
Yeah.
And if that happens and all that stuff falls into the canal, it'll sink and it'll make a big old pile. And it'll be years before they get out.
Before they be able to do
Years.
anything.
It'll
And
change world economy. The stock market will have issues. Prices of everything. It could slow the growth of what little growth we have in the economy now too. So it could be
Again,
very serious.
Again, I got tingling.
Oh, he's got another theory. What's tingling now?
Well, could this have been planned? Because the
what I
cabal
was thinking.
or the World Bank Association wanted to do, everybody's called it the Great Reset.
Yeah, the Great Reset.
So if this
Perhaps the pandemic didn't work, and this is their second
their backup
attempt.
strategy, and
Perhaps.
I mean, if it's going to affect the economy worldwide, and let's say the boat decides to split
Yeah.
and close the canal
Right.
for a year, there's your Great Reset.
You know, as long as they reset my credit rating, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, they're going to make it worse. You're going to pay 29% on everything at
yeah.
minimum.
Yeah, it'd just be everybody will be with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to lift anybody up. They'll just drag everybody else down. Well, equity's the thing. Kamala Harris said it in that news interview she did just before the election. She was talking about equity, not equality. In other words, that one Facebook post that she put up talked about it. Democratic socialism is what she was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that we have to change the rules so that black and brown people of color they end up in the same place. In other words, we all have the opportunity of the American dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
In other words, I go to school, I study, I work hard, I get a good job, and I work harder and have a good life. That's the American dream. She's saying that people of color that don't have the opportunities that white people have, they get an unfair advantage, so the government should raise them up to where you are so that everybody, regardless of what you do, how hard you study or how hard you work, we should all end up in the same place. That to her is equity. That to me is a crock of
Shit.
hoo-hoo. Yeah, I was going to say that. I'm on my best behavior today. Doing pretty good, too.
And democratic socialism, CCP is democratically socialized.
Right, the Chinese Communist Party.
Exactly.
Oh, of course. We have that. That's where all the money, if you donate to Black Lives Matter, that's where all the money goes. You can track it.
What is that one mayor, or is it a mayor or governor that's saying that they're doing a test right now?
Yeah, with universal free income or universal income.
Universal guaranteed income.
Right, but no, you have to be non-white
Exactly.
to get it. Now, how's that? That's not universal.
No.
That's racist.
Exactly.
You know,
But it's because it's a Democrat that's actually proposing it.
it's a white guy too, which is really weird.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but white Democrats or black
I don't
Democrats
suffer
don't
from
make
white
any difference.
guilt. You
They're all
suffer from
racist.
white guilt?
Technically, I'm not
He's
white.
like, nah, he's an Indian. I forgot he's an Indian. You could tell by his hair.
Half Greek.
He gets.
He's half Greek. He's a Greek Indian.
He's a good
Yeah,
Indian.
I can cook what I hunt.
Havana Nagila.
Greek Indian. Yeah, there you go. That's a Jewish Greek Indian.
As a Jewish.
Wow.
We make them up as we go. What the
Wow.
hell?
Matzah grape leaves. Sweet. And a peace pipe after dinner. Wow. Well, you know you're Indian, right?
Yeah.
Does it offend you that they're called the Atlanta Braves?
No.
How silly is that, too?
We got bigger
Washington
things to worry
Redskins,
about.
did that bother you?
We got bigger things to worry about.
You know what it is, though? That's the Democrat. That's how Democrats get votes.
Yeah.
They pretend like they're standing up for Indians' rights. If you wanted to stand up for Indians' rights, you'd give them their friggin' land back.
Exactly.
No, that ain't gonna happen.
No, that's not going to happen.
What gets me is I knew a lady who lived on the North Carolina reservation.
Mm-hmm.
To the eastern.
What
bank.
tribe? Is that
Cherokee.
Cherokees? Yeah, that's what I thought.
The government paid for her to be a licensed physical therapist.
Okay.
Now, as soon as she moved off the reservation and opened up a private practice, everything the government purchased for her to open up a clinic
Yeah.
on the reservation, she had to leave there.
Well,
And-
yeah,
and
because
go
they're
with
giving it
nothing.
to the tribe, not the individual.
Yeah, but I mean, this was supposed to be her stuff.
You know, we used to do that when I was a kid growing up and living in Canada. I used to go to the reservation and buy cigarettes because
Yeah, they were cheaper, tax
they're a
free.
hell of a lot cheaper. And
no
they
tax.
come in a big baggie. They're Marlboros, but they're in a baggie. They don't have the box.
Wow.
We have a festival down here at Red Clay once a year.
Yeah.
Rain,
And,
rain dances and shit.
Not
Any
anymore.
stuff?
They used to. They stopped doing it this year.
Oh,
Last year and this
Now,
year.
actually, we were looking into contacting them about, because that festival, there is a lot of traditional dance, cultural dance that they do that's supposed to be done annually.
Right?
And it comes in the spring solstice, which is the end, is the dates of our festival, June 11, 12, and 13. Not trying to get a cheap plug in there, although it worked. Go to the festival, buy tickets. Where was I? Oh, yeah, I was selling tickets. Anyway, yeah, I was thinking of contacting them and seeing if they wanted to use the festival as a place to hold those ceremonies.
Yeah, you have to go to the nation leadership, whatever it is and stuff, and find out.
And really, the reason I was thinking of doing it, number one, well, yeah, it's cool. The Indians get to do their thing. But that festival every year brings like 38,000 people.
Yeah, I'm there every
It's
year.
in Red Clay State Park or something like that?
Yeah, I
Yes.
photograph.
Yeah.
I photograph all the participants in there and stuff.
Oh,
and-
good. You know somebody.
Well, I know a lot of people. The
Good,
people
well,
that I
well.
know, the most important person I know
You know the chief?
is the group that comes out of Mexico.
Oh, okay. They're not cartel, are they?
No,
We don't want cartel at the
no,
festival.
but they're the ones with the big headdresses and
Yeah.
huge, beautiful looking. And it's a family.
What tribe? Cherokees, yes.
Cherokee. Yeah, well, they're Aztec.
Aztecs?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know we
Because-
had Aztecs in the United States.
Well, there's actually two groups that actually show up at Red Clay. They do a springtime version, which is just basically all Cherokee, Apache, and stuff like that.
That's the people I was talking about.
And then there's the Fall Festival, which is the big one, and it's the powwow. It is Indian Reservation powwow, which includes everybody that can make it. And you have the Aztecs, you have the Cherokees, the Apaches,
Yeah.
Chippewa, all of them show up.
Huh.
It's like the League of Nations.
We'll have to get in. We'll have to look into inviting them to the festival.
Yeah, they're great. It'd be,
that'd be cool.
fun to do.
Well, the reason I brought all that up
Maybe you can find a long lost cousin.
couldn't hurt. The reason I brought that up is because you were talking about the Cleveland Indians and Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
All the conversations that I've had at those events, no one, and I mean no one, has ever brought up that topic.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's a non-starter, but it's what they keep doing. It's like pulling down statues. Well, do wooden Indians, cigar store Indians, offend you?
Honestly, yes.
Why?
Because
Because they're smoking plain cigars and not doobies.
Yeah. If he was standing outside of a dispensary, he'd be okay with it.
to a point that does,
Really?
I don't worry too much about
I don't get the offensive part.
the cigars. Why do you need an Indian holding cigars?
Well, what is the legend of
I
the
guess it
cigar
doesn't
store?
offend me.
I can actually
It just-
see your point on that. I mean,
It doesn't offend me so much as it confuses me.
Well, I don't know why a cigar store has an Indian out front. I don't know how did
it's
that
just
start. You know,
I mean, if it's pipe tobacco or pipe, that's
Well,
kind of
maybe smoking a piece.
If
pipe.
I can interject here for just a moment.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
No, we brought him on the show to shut up.
Yeah. Stop talking.
Yeah, it's usually when you say action, that's when he usually stops talking. So he's doing good.
You did, now you just said it.
Yeah.
If I was to leave here now and go to one of my elders,
Uh-huh.
I would have to take a piece of red cloth and some tobacco, put it in the center, fold it up, tie it with a red string,
Uh-huh.
and my elder would have a deerskin pouch
Uh-huh.
hanging off his belt. And before I even spoke to this man or elder, I would have to give him a tobacco offering.
Okay.
And he would put it in his pouch, and then we would have our conversation.
Traditional sign of respect or what?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's brings up a point. When we did, used to do paranormal investigations.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I got a new one for you too.
We got invited to do the Indian cave. And before we're allowed to go into that Indian cave, we had to go through the ceremony.
Purification.
Well, it's kind of asking the spirits and stuff like that, letting them know or giving them permission for us to go in. But it was, we had to get like one of the tribe chiefs there. We had to get the, I don't know what they call the medicine man, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Shaman.
And then they actually went in first, did a little bit of ceremony between the two of them. Then they invited us in and completed the ceremony before we were allowed to go in that cave.
You know, a lot of people think that's strange, barbaric behavior. Well, they used to call Indians heathens. And that's why, because of traditions like that. But really, you just don't understand it. But you got to know that everybody has to agree. Indians are way more in tune with nature and what goes on around us. They understand it way better than white man. Kemosabe, that's me.
It's a sign of respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Because, when
I mean, you don't go in and slaughter a pig in a what do they call it?
A Muslim?
Probably not there either. But in a Jewish temple, you don't do that. I mean, that's really disrespectful. But building highways across the Indian country was pretty disrespectful too, I guess.
Well, the whole damn thing was disrespectful the way we treated them.
Yeah, well,
Round them up and,
Yeah, it's funny because I hear people say,
Trail
"Oh, they were the first Americans." No, they weren't. They're not Americans. They were Indians, and this was their place.
That's why
We just kinda took it.
often referred to as native.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
people of color, Indians got the biggest gripe, if you ask me.
Exactly.
Okay. Here was the whole confusion as has been taught to me. The Native Americans do not believe in owning land.
Right.
Right.
Belongs to
It
everyone.
belongs to everybody.
Right.
So here comes a European
Yeah.
and says, I want to give you these whatever
For your land.
for your land. We thought it was a joke. How can you
Yeah.
give something
Don't ever do that again.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's dead on the money. But hey, how'd we get on the Indians? Oh, he's Indian. That's what I forgot. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, we'll have to look up the origins of the cigar store Indian.
That'd be different.
Yeah,
How that
make a whole
started.
show out of that.
How that started.
Because we have, everybody thinks I'm crazy because DJ Rick sees people in the ceiling and stuff, and maybe I'm a little crazy, but
You just got to know the neighborhood.
yeah, we're not exactly on the upper side of the tracks down here.
The Upper East Side.
It's nice in here, but yeah, outside not so much. But yeah, we've had some. I come in the morning and all the chairs are set in a circle, and there's a coffee cup in front of each one. That I've had that happen. Somebody washed the coffee cups one night, put them on the sink.
That
It's
was
nice
me.
of them. No, it wasn't. It was not you. You were not here.
But I'm not on there.
This was before you had a key.
Oh,
So, yeah. You're only here you're supposed to only be here on Wednesdays, but I never leave him alone for more than a day, so he's here all the time.
you know where to find me.
I get lonely in here, you know what I'm saying?
1-800-DESPERATE, right here.
Hey, he's still using that same number. Phone's ringing off the hook since that last show.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, that was
As
good.
long as it doesn't change it to 1-900, we're okay.
Yeah. Hey, maybe we could do that, make a few bucks.
Hey, I'm all for it.
Have you had many calls?
No.
I'm not gonna make any money.
Depends on how much vitamin E I can get my hands on.
Oh, God. Maybe can borrow some of that Cialis from Gabe over there, our resident observationist. So yeah, cigars are Indian. How did we get on that? I don't know. Oh, because you're Indian, right?
Yeah,
But where were we before we got on that?
the Suez Canal.
Yeah, right, Suez Canal. Anyway, there's a big boat blocking it. It's going to cause a lot of crap.
Yeah, $9.6 million a day in lost business.
Yes. Yeah. I wonder if they're finding that company for blocking everybody else too.
Well, that's yet to come.
Yeah.
It'll be an
who's gonna find
expense. They're going to end up paying something.
Yeah. Well, Egypt's gonna. Isn't it Egypt? The Suez Canal goes
Yeah.
through Egypt, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
They got enough money, man.
Yeah, well, they make a toll of $5,000 something a ship to go through the canal.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, we should open a canal.
Yeah, dual lanes at least.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. Yeah, one way each direction unless there's a problem. And then
Yeah, I guess there's.
Well, maybe we could connect the Tennessee River to the Chickamauga Creek. Bypass
Who's going to
I-24.
pay us to go through there? Somebody get here. I give you 50 cents. I'm right. Look. Yeah.
Well, I was just
That's why I like you. You're always thinking big, boy.
Hit
Tell
the
you
Tennessee River and gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, it would detour around the 2475
Yeah,
congestion.
the
through
congestion.
there, you
Yeah,
know?
there you go. Probably only cost us 20-30 million to build it.
Peanuts.
I'll write a check. We'll get a grant.
We'll get a grant.
Democrats are giving away money.
COVID grant.
A lot of money. COVID money. We'll get COVID. I got turned down again for that COVID, for the PPP
Why?
loan.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
And when you ask them why, they said,
They don't have to give you a reason.
no, they don't.
No.
They won't give you a reason. They don't have to comply with their own law. The law says if you apply for credit, that the credit agency that reported on you has to give you the reason why.
Right.
And not Uncle Sam, they don't have to do that.
Well, and Uncle Sam doesn't do anything else when they owe you money because you overpaid them. Do you
Speaking
get
of owing
interest?
money, do you know how much that $1,400 stimulus check is going to cost you? They had to borrow $14,266 per citizen to be able to write those checks. Now, look at that interest rate. I'll loan you $1,400, and in the next 15 years, you give me 14 grand. How's that sound?
Dude, we're already over 30.
Sound good from my standpoint, but-
We're already over $30 trillion in
I
debt.
know. Well, we just added 8 trillion just in the past year from
Yep.
COVID. Supposedly COVID.
Yeah. Well, the last stimulus
But
package.
you'll be happy to know all the retired political officials from California, their pension is now safe.
Yeah.
They fixed that. They bailed them out.
Yeah. That and the
Them
matter of
and
fact
you.
is that their bank accounts all increased by $2 or $3
Yeah.
million.
Yeah, all that money's going right to them.
Well,
And
1.9
he's not done. That's the first half of Biden's
Yeah, 1.9
COVID-19 recovery and relief plan.
$1.9 trillion is what this one is supposed to have been taken out on, and
Right.
what are the Americans getting out of it?
$1,400.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
other countries that
We're
don't
getting
do shit.
The American citizens will benefit 29% of the 1.9 trillion.
Big deal.
So 71% of the 1.9 trillion dollars is not benefiting the American people.
Slush
That's-
fund,
I mean, that's crazy. That's criminal. But
slush fund.
if you're an elected official, they just call that
Are we
politics.
the only country doing this?
Yeah,
You
pretty
name me.
much.
Find me another country on the planet that not only now but ever
Has lent the
has-
U.S.
has-
any money.
has loaned anybody loaned us money. It doesn't happen.
Not even China.
Not even China.
But why are we in debt with them if they don't owe us money?
Well, it's not that they don't give us money.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
They loan us money. That's
Right.
different.
They buy the paper
Yes.
that we owe.
Yeah, they buy what we owe.
So when basically they end up owning it.
These other countries that we give money to, that's the operative word, give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't pay
They
it
don't
back.
always tell them, we don't have to pay us back, just use it this way. And we tell them how to use it. And then they don't, so we give them more money and tell them again, hope
Well,
they do.
you know how that works, though. We tell them how to use it. Oh,
Yeah.
you use 75% for
Right.
whatever you need to use, and 25% is a kickback to
Yeah,
us.
exactly. To the politician, not the country.
Exactly.
That's how that works, man. Either that or, let's say I'm gonna loan you, I'm gonna give you, in domestic aid, I'm gonna give you $1 million. But I'm gonna tell you now, you gotta build roads with that. You say, okay. That's officially. Unofficially, I tell you, You got to build roads with that, and this is the guy who's going to build them for you. And he's my brother-in-law.
Exactly.
That's how all that rebuilding in Iraq is working. Yeah, and the security jobs over there. Really? I know a guy who started a security job, and he's making like 200 grand a year. He works 3 months out of the year?
Blackwater?
No, but it's a company like that. And I won't say because it's local. But yeah, he makes mad money.
Why?
He said it's great. I used to go hunting, but now I don't have to. And I don't even want to. I don't even want to know what he means, because I think I do.
I think I do too.
Yeah.
Why are we paying all this money to a private military force?
Because they're
But
protecting.
our soldiers,
Oh, listen, they're protecting private contractors. The brother-in-law of the political official that got the money allocated to begin with.
Which the military can't do.
Right. It's
We're not
their
a
mission.
protective. The military is not a protective force
Only for us.
they're supposed to be
Only for us.
for the country of the United States.
Except the ones we send to NATO. Because they come under NATO command then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And none of our soldiers want to go. They're
Of course
forced
not.
to go.
I didn't want to go either. I said no twice. They sent me anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no choice.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Unless we get rid of NATO. We get out of NATO. And
Man,
which Trump would have
Trump
done.
was doing. He was working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Biden's back in there both feet.
but these private soldiers for hire
Mm-hmm.
are protecting American interests.
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
No, they're protecting
American citizens who are doing foreign
contractors.
interests.
Yes, yeah, and foreign contractors too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're protecting Israeli companies.
Security guards.
You know, yeah, that's
Well,
what they're doing.
I'm just saying, I'm all for the American soldier,
Me too.
sailor,
Me too.
and I think if you put them in harm's way in any way, they should get a hell of a lot more money
Well,
than,
yeah, they should.
than what they're being paid.
They should, and what happens is when a president comes in and wants to give more money, Trump gave him more money, right? 3.75% or something.
Yeah.
But he catches all kinds of hell because where's that money coming from? It seems we can't borrow that money, and we can't find government aid to throw into that. We can loan it to other countries, but when we want to give a raise or buy more military equipment or hire more soldiers, every taxpayer in this country whines about more money coming out of their check.
The other thing that brings up that point, Trump was smart when he left office about the wall in the southern border.
Well, he
As soon
contracted.
as Biden came in, Biden stopped the building or the finishing of the wall.
Yeah,
Trump wrote it in the contract that
it's paid anyway.
you get paid anyway.
Yeah,
so
they're paid
it's
anyway.
costing them $500 million
Yep.
to stop
To,
that
to
bill.
not build anything.
And it would have, to finish the wall, it would have been $400 million.
Yeah, it cost him money to stop. But you had to look. As soon as he took office, his main agenda was undo all things Trump.
Yep.
You know,
And then once he finishes 90% of that,
we're in big trouble because
Well,
he
no.
started the freaking border crisis.
well,
Swears there's no
the whole
crisis.
plan is this: he's going to do executive orders to get rid of all of Trump's stuff,
Sure.
and then the Democrats are going to crap on Biden and get him knocked out on
Right.
Article 25,
'Cause he shouldn't have done all
Section
that.
25 or whatever it is, because
Yeah.
he's out of his mind,
Yeah.
so that
Incompetent.
Harris can come into office and not take the blame for everything Biden did.
Right. Then she can be the savior. I agree. That's probably the plan. That would be my plan if I was them. We know you don't have a plan.
No,
He doesn't plan it.
I just
He planned yesterday.
What I heard from a senator, can't remember his name, but he said the wall is pretty much finished, except where the access doors are to go on the other side to do maintenance work, and the cameras ain't set up, and the motion detectors aren't set up.
Yeah, and Biden's letting them finish with cameras and motion detectors. I heard
But
that.
they have an
yesterday.
open door right there in the wall that
Yeah.
the stuff's sitting right there, and they can't.
They also have a damaged section of wall just wide enough for a Ford Explorer, Ford Explorer to fit through. And one of them fit through with, how many were in that thing? 20 freaking people?
20 people or something.
22 people, something like that. All the Mexicans, illegals that were killed crossing the street in that truck. It killed 14 of them or 16 of them. There's 24 of them packed, or 22 packed in a Ford Expedition. There must be little Mexicans that are important now.
Kinda
We could
reminds me-
use, speaking of little,
Kinda
we're still
reminds-
looking for midgets.
Kind of reminds me of India. You know how all those people sit all over the place on the trains?
Oh,
and
yeah,
buses and
yeah,
stuff like
all
that?
over the top. And yeah, how many, yeah. Well, that's like that old joke. How many Jews can you get in a Volkswagen?
Exactly.
1,000. 500 in the front ashtray, 500 in the back ashtray. Too soon? What? There's a spot for your crickets.
Yeah.
He didn't think that was funny. He's not in a laughing mood today.
Oh,
He's awful serious today, man. He wasn't very serious last night as he was helping one lovely lady off the stage and back on.
She was a fox.
I looked over and I was like, well, look at him go. I didn't know he had a game like that. But yeah, and she just, you know what's funny? You know how I knew that you'd already done it before?
How's that?
Because I was looking. She didn't see that I was watching and you had your back to me.
All right.
But this, when she come up to those stairs, she didn't even look at him. She just went like this and stuck her hand out. And he so gallantly reached up and grabbed that hand, helped her up on the stage. I was like, well, what do you know? Boys got game. I'll tell you what. But she was good looking. You know, and the pageant was for,
I want to
you
give
know.
that. I want to give that to my mother for raising me right.
Well, yeah, you got manners, but I still think you were running a game on her.
Of course I was.
I heard your comments earlier, so, you know.
Mom raised me
Southern
right, but I ain't
gentlemanship.
stupid.
He was trying to be 1-800 not so desperate. Let him do it. He was yeah, and he was feeling himself. He had a nice shirt on. He was looking good.
Yeah. Way out of character.
Yeah, well, I was wearing a suit and a tie.
Yeah, but you pull it off.
Oh, yeah, that's because I have to sometimes, but yeah.
We got to get him dressed up.
I know, right? Can you see him in a suit?
Nah, what? Yeah, a zoot suit.
A zoot suit.
Zoot
Yeah,
suit.
with a big hat and the
Yeah.
watch
Gotta have
chain.
the chain now.
Yeah,
A
buddy.
zoot suit.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking,
Leopard
Oh,
skin.
truck.
Leopard skin.
Yeah. Right on, yeah. Well, he wants to be a zoot suiter, not a pimp. Yeah, we'll get you a zoot suit and big fuzzy dice for your car or for your truck.
I could do the pimp thing.
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
That's okay. We'll just watch the color of the suit we do. Instead of red, it'll be like a white.
There you go. There you
Get tuned in radio in a pink Cadillac.
People will think you work for Mary Kay. For
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus, man. But yeah, we had a good time last night.
Yeah, we
I
did.
mean, it was a lot of work, and then DJ Nana and myself got lost in the parking garage at the convention center. But you know, it's a big garage,
It is.
and I was tired. Yeah. It was a long day, but
Where is it?
Yeah.
What convention? Is it Chattanooga?
Chattanooga Convention Center, right downtown. But yeah, we parked in the south garage. Walked straight to an elevator, and it said, go to the third floor for the convention center. So we did. Walked right to the convention center, no problem. Left the convention center, went up the same escalator, came over, went down to the first floor. We're in the wrong garage. It's one north instead of one south. Well, it's got to be, south of here? So I pull out my cell phone, pull up my compass, and we head south. There is no other garage. So we go back to where we came, which is, I'm telling you, it's a hike. Good long walk. And we finally find a guy, because now it's 10 o'clock at night, 9:30 at night. Nobody's really at work. We finally find a guy who works there, and he gives me directions, and they look easy on the paper. Go down here, take a right, a left, and a right. Piece of cake, right? I go down there, take a right, a left, and a right, walk out, one north. Like you just sent me to the same damn garage you came from.
Like driving
Did
to
you ever
Jacksonville.
find south?
Yes, you know what? We did by accident. I said, look, we're gonna walk outside because the garage all looks the same. That's what's confusing me. I figured I'll get out on the street where I can see where I'm at. Then we'll figure it out. I get out on the street. We walked 20 feet, and I looked in, like, you know, the garage has the spot you can see through. And I looked in there and I see tuned in radio. I'm like, damn, there's the car. So bitch.
Now, where's the door?
Now, how do I get to it? Took us another 12 minutes to get to it because I couldn't find a door. And I could have done it, but I didn't think DJ Nana was up for that about 8-foot climb into that window to get into the car. I didn't even ask, but I thought about it. So, yeah, it was an interesting evening.
She's a sweet lady, but I think she has her limits.
She does. She was out of breath. Oh, kind of like you were carrying all that equipment in.
Oh man,
I did
many parts around here.
I gave him a $5 tip, told him don't have a heart attack. At least wait till 8:30 after the show. I'm a caring kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? I feel for you, brother.
$5.
Yep, I try not to die.
Great inspiration.
Yeah, it was a good night. I think they were happy with the job we did. We only screwed up once, twice maybe. I think
I was
twice.
perfect.
You were, Mr. Gallant helping him up on the stage.
Well, hey, somebody had to do it.
Hey, you know, it was fun actually, and
Yes, it was.
I thought the one you were helping was going to win too. I really did.
I really wanted her. I got her picture on my phone.
Do you?
Yeah.
Did you get her number?
I went to go
You
find
know,
her. She
she's
was
a
gone.
radio DJ too.
Yes, she is.
She does a morning show with the two partners, guys, I guess.
I went to go find her to at least, say goodbye and
Yeah.
offer my condolences for not winning.
She's from South Bend, Indiana.
And she was gone.
You
She's
talk
in
about
South
a
Bend,
long-
Indiana.
You talk about a long distance relationship.
Yeah. And I can only imagine. She's got money, I'm sure. But these were classic girls. Yeah. And they came in
Desperate.
from Indiana, Chicago. They were all over the country. So,
Beautiful ladies.
yeah. I mean, they were curvy. That's what it's about. It was.
They had style and class.
They did. Well, when the cameras were on, yeah. Did you ever go out in the hall in the back? Whew.
Oh, yeah.
Sounded like I went from a ballroom to a Navy shipyard. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know who's worse when they get together and talk. Women or men. Women are pretty. Yeah,
Vicious.
Oh, women are vicious.
yeah. Well, and the sexual stuff. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
I made DJ Rick blush. Not really.
I always hear the good stuff.
Hey, you got to pay attention, man.
All I heard.
You'd be an
all about was
observationist
David
like Gabriel.
Stallion. All like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did say
He's
that.
dropping on the dirty talk.
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to take a peek into the dressing room. Suit up. Never bring your wife to a beauty pageant you're working. Just in case you ever do.
Keep her out of the locker room.
Keep her out of the locker room. Exactly. Well, that was a pretty good show, man.
Yes, it was.
It was all right. What do you think, Gabe?
Yeah, it was good.
You got anything else you need to throw into the mix? Or?
Nah.
Okay. Yeah, it's about an hour or two. Just about.
Almost.
Where you at? How many minutes? I'm guessing 52.
We're at 47 minutes.
47. It's 5 minutes off. Hey, talk for 5 minutes.
One of these shows, we gotta have to do the moon.
We have to do what?
We have to do the moon.
That's right. The moon. You know what? Let's do that. Well, we'll do two things. The next two shows. First, I want to do The Haunting of Tuned In Radio.
Okay. Next week.
Because you know how to set that up and how to script that. Well, we'll do that next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, we'll do the moon.
We're going to
stuff.
take our live cameras and do some investigating because there are some strange things happening right here at Tuned In Radio. And some of them I can really prove. So, that should be a good show. I think.
And our guest host could be Robert.
You want to be the bait? I'll give you $5. No, it's just
1-800-DESPERATE.
What I-
1-800 desperate, man. Yeah.
What I won't do.
The
for
chicks will
$5.
love it. The chicks will love it. They'll be like, "Oh, he's so brave."
Yeah.
That's how they
We're
talk.
going to have to script you. You're going to have to come when we do the filming and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So we can do that. You can do the. What was that? Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I grew up in a haunted house. Ain't nothing to me.
I'm living
Okay,
in one.
Well, good. He is living in one. I work in one right here. You
Right,
do too.
yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm not crazy.
Plug my show.
Plug your show. Go ahead, plug your own show.
Plug your own show.
Now?
Yeah.
No, tomorrow.
Wait, let me turn the cameras off.
Yeah. He's good with the radio. He's not so used to this YouTube thing yet. But anyway, yeah. Go ahead, plug your show.
Listen to the Aura Mind right here on tunedinradio.us with the Dark Raven from 6 to 9 every week.
6 to 8.
You
Or
see
you're going to do the extra hour.
Yeah.
Another $5.
Yeah. From 6 to 9 right here at this station.
On tunedinradio.us. And what kind of music are you going to play for us?
Heavy metal, hard rock,
And your request, if
And
they're
your
heavy metal.
request, yeah.
If they're heavy metal.
if they're heavy metal.
Yeah, because if I request some Kenny G, I don't think
No,
he'll
you
play.
won't
He don't
be.
play Kenny G.
No.
No.
That's elevator music, man.
I get it.
Elton John.
Huh?
Elton John?
Elton
They'll
John?
say, hey, I like Rocket Man. That's a good tune. Benny and the Jets.
Well,
Rock around the clock.
Benny and the Jet.
Yeah.
I was talking to Rick here a long time
DJ
ago.
Rick.
DJ Rick. So sorry. Edit that out.
Edit
Talking
that
to
out.
DJ Rick here a long time ago, and I said, this Cleveland needs a good heavy metal station.
Yeah, they did.
And
Now they got one.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, we play predominantly alternative rock. Overall, that's what we started out in. But we've got classic rock on Friday night. We've got oldies on Saturday. We've got ladies' night Thursday night, which you never know what kind of music you're going to hear. The only catch is it has to be female-fronted artists and bands. So, but the ladies play all kinds of stuff. So, and now we got heavy metal on Wednesdays.
yeah, I want to underdog the misfit. I'm talking about the people out here that don't have a place to hear their music. And
You know,
good for them.
I think that's what made Tuned In Radio a success to begin with, was that there
Yeah.
is no, most radio stations, this is what we're going to play, this is how it's programmed in, and that's what we're going to do, and that's what you're going to listen, and you're going to like it. That was their attitude. Find another station that takes requests, either on the internet, digitally off your phone, or, over the phone. You can call. They'll answer the phone.
If it's hard rock or heavy metal,
Call
I
on
want to
Wednesday.
hear it. Let me know, and I'll get it for you and put it on the air.
Absolutely. We research it for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And he's learning to actually turn the mic on, so you might hear him too. You didn't think I was going to let you forget that?
Oh, no.
No, okay.
So I
Well,
lock the door, get in there, and I play what I want to play, and I want to play what you want to hear.
I can't get in there, but I can control it from that desk. Yes.
You're destroying the illusion.
Yeah. It's the magic of radio.
Right.
I can actually control it from my cell phone, if I can ever find that. But that's another story in itself. So yeah, next week we'll do the haunting of Tuned In Radio. The week after that, we're going to do United States on the Moon. Truth or fiction?
Fiction.
Fiction.
Undecided. Prove me wrong. I'm just saying.
Hollywood, look at
Prove it.
Pop Studios.
Hey,
in
speaking of which-
California.
Speaking of which, did you see the first flight of the drone on Mars?
No, I did not.
Neither did anybody
That looked
else.
fake too, huh? That looked fake too?
Oh, big time, dude.
I'll have to watch it.
You got to remember that there's no human being on Mars
Right.
holding a camera.
Right, so how'd they get the film?
Exactly.
Well, no, maybe the thing split,
well,
no, part of
they
it's
can
in
do
base.
they can do a robotic arm film from the rover.
Yeah, but doesn't the
Point-
rover split? It doesn't it have a
But
helicopter
they
section and a
have
non?
they have the test that they did last week on Mars. It's like a quick, just to see if it's going to work.
Yeah.
And the shot came from behind the drone, so you can see the drone and the rover, which means that what the hell's holding the camera over here?
You really think they'd be that stupid? To
They
give you a
are.
Perspective that, well, no, they
Well, we'll get
assume
into
that you are.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it in 2 weeks.
So we're going to cover next week the haunting of Tuned In Radio. The week after that, we'll do the moonshot.
Yep.
Was it real or was it Burbank's soundstage?
Yep.
So,
Okay.
other than that, you good?
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
You're desperate.
I'm done.
I think that was a damn good show.
Damn good show.
We're out.
See ya.